Carpe Opticus, the good folks at InfiRay offered to let me try out one of their new thermal sights that recently arrived from DHL, and here I am unpacking it. And it is the FAST FAL19 red dot and thermal fusion sight. After going through all the information, I went ahead and mounted it on my 6.5 Grendel AR-15 rifle. And I'm recording video through a digital video recorder that I've attached to my rifle because the unit does not record video on board. Now here are the key specifications for this sight. It is a red dot sight that has a thermal component to it and allows for the thermal image to be overlaid onto the daylight image, and you can get a fused image in that manner, or you can use it as a thermal weapon sight at night or a daylight red dot sight in the daytime. Now here I'm trying to get video through the sight and trying to keep everything in focus and hold the camera behind it while sighting in did not work. So I'm going to have to move to using just the thermal mode. And here I am with my first shot at 50 yards. That missed, so I needed to adjust the sights. Eventually I got sighted in here, then at 100 yards I was only about 3 centimeters off for windage and almost 70 centimeters off for elevation, but the sight handled it. Now I'm back at 50 yards to check my point of impact, and I've zoomed in the 2x digital zoom. Here we go. And that shot was just slightly off, about an inch low and an inch off to the right, and I will make a change to that, and I'm ready to go hunt. I had hogs coming to my feeder, so I got set up in my stand and waited for the hogs. The first animals came out about 2 hours later. They ended up being some deer. And this is going to be a doe with 2 of her fawns from this year, and I've zoomed in to 2x. The feeder is at 100 yards or 91 meters. And there you can see the environmental conditions for the evening. Now for hunting after dark, my personal choice would be to hunt in the black hot mode. However, there are 4 modes. There is the green hot mode, which looks like white hot when you just see it on thermal. When viewed through the heads-up display, it appears to be green. There's a black hot mode that I like. There's this breathing mode where an outline fades in and then fades out again. And then of course the fusion mode. And these last 2 modes are best used in daylight or low light situations where they enhance the daylight channel on the optic. But when it's completely dark, I would be using either green hot or black hot modes. That's going to be a little Virginia possum coming in at about 50-55 yards or so. Then later in the evening, I had a small raccoon come in. He's under the feeder that's at 45 yards. I was really hoping for the hogs to come in, but throughout the night the amount of animal activity was greatly reduced from what I would normally expect. So while the hogs didn't show up this night, I was able to do some wildlife observations and get a chance to learn more about the operation of this site. And I will be ready next time when the hogs do come in. Well, 2 days later I'm back at it, and I've got a deer under the feeder there at 45 yards, and I've got the green hot mode on. You can see the deer standing out quite brightly. Now I've moved into black hot. Now these are the 2 modes that work best when it's completely dark outside. However, when it's illuminated or at dusk like this, something like the breathing mode works very well to highlight where the animals are if you're searching for animals in the woods. This is a nice subtle way to show you the animal, both enhanced and then without enhancement. And then finally the fusion mode. It's very bright, and it's meant to point out the animal to you in bright sunlight so that you should be able to see it. I'm in a dark box, and so it stands out overly bright, but you can get some idea of how it works. Wednesday saw nothing. Thursday saw nothing as well. Waited until Sunday came out. There's a 97% full moon. It's very bright outside. And carpe sus, I have some hogs. They're out there at about 200 yards or so. I've also got cattle in this pasture, both off to the left and off to the right. Now, given the size of the hogs in the image, it looks like I could target these hogs from 200 yards away, but being the first time that I'm on hogs with this sight, I think I would like to get just a little bit closer. So here I've moved up to 100 yards or so, and I've zoomed in with 2x digital zoom. And I need to be wary of the cattle to the right, so I'm going to take this hog here on the left. First shot connects. Second shot connects and it goes down. And I'm not going to get any follow-up shots into any of the runners. And I've got my first hog down with the InfiRay FAST FAL19. And there go the last of the hogs. Now I might have been able to drop one of the runners, maybe two if I'd been careful. Maybe if I would have lined up on these trailing ones, I'd be far enough away from the cow. I'd have enough lead to be able to shoot at them safely. As for the other group, if I tried leading on that group, that would be too close to the cow, and if the cow stopped, I'd likely track right through it, possibly pulling the trigger at the time, shooting the cow. We don't want to do that. So the hog came in at 180 pounds, and I will be discussing it, the terminal ballistics, and all the tools that I used on Carpe Analysis, the Trauma Diaries, number 61. I will have a link at the end of the video. Carpe sus, my friends.